We finished about the flat rate on the other video. Now we're going to be talking about the hourly rate. The hourly rate is a lot more difficult for customers to understand. And I hope you guys understand what the hourly rate is at the end of this video. So if you're a customer and you're looking to hire a cleaning service in an hourly service, the first thing you need to know is what it means with the name. Hourly service. Hourly means time. It means by hour. And then service means the service. Okay? I had to deal with so many customers who just don't seem to understand the concept of an hourly service. The hourly service is the second option comparing to a flat rate. A flat rate is for when you want everything to be done, but the flat rate's always a higher price to finish the job because it involves the actual service. It involves making sure to check the service. It involves making sure to wait for you to come and check the service. It involves providing a 24-hour notice, complaint notice, which means that if within 24 hours after the service is done, you notice anything that's bad, you let them know and they come back and do it. And that coming back is expense towards the company that instead of having, let's just say, $50 of profit, now it becomes $35 of profit. So they never want that. They want to make sure that everything looks good and everything ends up in the perfect situation. That's why the flat rate is always about checking the home at the end of the service so they don't come back. But in the hourly, there's no checking up after the service is done. There is no coming back after the service is done. You can only get the girls to do stuff or the guys to do stuff during the time that you are booking. So once your time starts and your time ends, between this time to here, from point A to point B, that's all you got. You want more time? You want them to stay longer, make the line longer? You gotta pay more. If you want them to add time more at the same day, you gotta pay extra more. If you want them to come back another day, you have to pay the minimum to come back another day. So if you are choosing the hourly, request for specials of 5 to 6 hours. Majority of the time, if you book 5 hours and they only do 4 or 3, the company should refund you the time that you didn't even get or you didn't even use. So that's the positive thing, is that you only pay for the time that they actually do the service, comparing to the flat rate. So if, let's just say in the flat rate you get 2 girls and they only do 4 hours and you paid $500, that's on you. That's to make sure the service is done, everything looks good, everything looks great. But maybe your home was just extremely dirty, but the girls were pretty fast and they did everything excellent. But if you get an hourly service and you only had to pay, let's just say, $350 for 4 hours with 2 cleaners, then you saved yourself a lot of money comparing to the flat rate. The only difference is that if you weren't present within the hourly and you just let them work, right, and you didn't specify your main priorities, by the end of your service, if you just come in when your service is done, then all that's going to happen is you're going to see little specks of details that they might have missed, and you want them to stay longer. You'd have to pay for extra time. So to prevent all of that, here are some tips. 1, you're going to get the hourly service. Have a list ready. Make a list. Let me see. Have a paper. Send it to the company by text and leave the paper also with the people who are coming. So, priority. You're going to put 1. The 1 is the most important one from everything you're asking for. What's the most important area you want clean? I'm going to say the kitchen. I don't like the kitchen. I want the kitchen done. Okay, kitchen. Plus dishes. Plus oven inside. And plus refrigerator. No windows or blinds. Okay? So I put on there priority 1 kitchen, and then it'll say plus dishes plus oven plus the refrigerator and no windows or blinds. What that helps the person who's there is to just see is like, okay, they want the dishes, the oven, refrigerator, ignore the windows and blinds. And when I say kitchen, it means like the countertops, the floors, like they are, since they're house cleaners, they already know. If you want a specific task to be done, mention it. So you say baseboards. Let's just say maybe the company's not trained yet or the girl's not trained. You specifically state the task, baseboards. You can put in everything you want to just make sure that that's your priority. You want to see that done. So you put it in there. 2, let's just say the next thing is the bathroom. So I want the guest bathroom. Done. That's it. That's all I'm going to put. Just the guest bath. I want the bathroom to be done. Everything. Except the windows and blinds. So I'm going to put no windows and blinds. And then 3. Now, keep in mind that the first 2 tasks are the ones that they're going to start off first. And for all the customers out there, the kitchen and bathrooms are the hardest part of the home. The kitchen and bathrooms are the hardest part of the home, the longest part, the most exhausting part of the home. Once all of that's done, the living room, the bedrooms, the dining area, all of that is easy. It can be quick depending on if you picked up or not. If you didn't pick up and you left a lot of stuff, that's on you. You didn't help them in getting stuff done faster. They could have focused on the actual cleaning instead of having to pick up after you. So if you choose the kitchen or bathrooms, don't assume that's going to be quick and easy. The kitchen and bathroom takes the longest, and a kitchen for a single cleaner, they can take up to 3 to 4 hours just to finish it, depending on the condition it's in. If you have a lot of grease in there, don't be expecting that they're going to be quick and easy. They're not. Unless you request no cabinets, countertops and floors only. That's the most basic and easiest part of the home of the kitchen. The hardest part is the countertops. The cabinets. And if you have any grease on the wall. So they're going to be looking at that when they do come in there. Just keep that in mind. After the 2 tasks, the first 2 tasks are selected, the 3rd task is if they have time to go to that. If they got time, then to do the living room. So that's how you make the list, okay? The first 2 is your priority. And why? Because if you have 2 cleaners, one starts at the first one and the second starts to the second. But if you're choosing kitchen or bathrooms, those are the most heaviest, hardest tasks of all the whole house. And you also can't ask for the kitchen to be last, because what are they going to do for the last 15 minutes in the kitchen? You can't ask for the kitchen. You can ask for the floor to be mopped. You can ask all floors to be mopped, and therefore the kitchen is included. There you go. But you can't ask for the kitchen to be done at the end. You can't ask for the bathroom to be done at the end, because these 2 are the longest time-consuming service in a house cleaning service. And another tip for these customers who are requesting hourly, windows and blinds, specifically blinds, are the hardest, longest part of cleaning. The blinds, you have to clean one little part each time, and then once you're done with one side, you turn it around and you do the other side. Unfortunately, majority of these girls who either have been in service in this industry long or barely started, they can take between 10 minutes each blind to maybe 20 minutes each blind. And if you have a lot of blinds and they're all dirty or they're all dusty or they all have stains, that's what's going to happen. So you choose any blinds, you choose them at the beginning. And you inform them to do as much as they can. If you're going to be asking for kitchen, bathrooms, and blinds, you have to have at least 4 to 6 hours of cleaning just to make sure that you have enough time. And this way you can get the specials that they offer when you ask for 4 hours or more. Sometimes a lot of companies, they'll offer you a discounted price if you're booking for more hours. But if you only book for 2 or 3 hours, it isn't enough to give you a discounted price. Now, I hope that the hourly was explained as much as they could explain it, and how you can make your priority list. Again, it doesn't guarantee that all of these will be done. You also can't request them to come back to do these tasks when the service has been finished, because you're not paying to finish these. Okay, you're paying for time. So that means you'll get their time to do as much as they can within this list. This list just helps them understand where they're going to start. And if you feel like you don't want to have that extra stress of making sure they're finishing up, choose the flat rates, request an estimate in person, and if you feel like it's too high of a price, start removing tasks that you generally feel like you can do yourself, or it's best not to include it because it isn't that hard. If you do get the kitchen and bathrooms, which are the hardest part of the home, as a flat rate, it'll benefit you more in the long run comparing to an hourly service of just the kitchen and bathrooms. It just depends on how you see the price. If you are willing to go for a 3-hour service with a budget price of, let's just say, $240 or $280 for those 3 hours of cleaning with 2 cleaners, then go for it. Just make sure that you choose a date that you're actually going to be present. This way, every other hour you come and check, hey, how you doing? If you feel like they finished a task and they didn't do it right, just let them know, hey, can you do this baseboard? This still needs a little help. Make sure you ask them to do it during your time. Don't ask them after the time is over, because if you do that, you have to pay for more time. Remember, time. Hourly is by time. You pay by time. Anyways, so that's all. Hourly service explained. If there's any more questions, or you feel like you want to understand a little bit more of a topic I missed, comment below. Other than that, I'll let you guys go. Have a good day.